to do all the devastation that we've seen. Therefore, it would appear that the purpose of placing a bomb in a vehicle outside the building was to divert attention from those who had access to those support columns inside. That this aspect of the cover-up has been successful may be seen in the focus of subsequent media coverage and government press releases, all of which wrongfully place the blame for this tragedy on people who were in disfavor with the government. Prior to that awful day, so-called anti-terrorism legislation that severely curtails the ability of the people to defend themselves against government intrusions on their liberties had been stalled in Congress. After the Oklahoma City tragedies, Congress easily passed these bills, granting more power to the ATF, the FBI, and other government entities. It's more than curious that personnel from those agencies, said to be the target of the April 19th bombing, were conveniently absent from their Murrah building offices that day.
Could it be that the Murrah bombing atrocity was ordered by highly placed people in government in order to gain vast anti-terrorism powers? In such a case, the greater the atrocity, the greater the likelihood that they could achieve this increase in their power.
Now, we're also hearing from some witnesses on the scene that they've overheard from firefighters that were first on the scene that there was a possibility that there was a secondary explosive device besides the car bomb device outside the building, and that that device may have been placed near the nursery.
Where has all this information gone? None of these reports of explosions and multiple bombs within the Murrah building was ever mentioned again by the dominant news media, nor was any presented to the federal grand jury or at the bombing trial. Indeed, where has all this information gone? The next feature on this tape is a video affidavit made July the 20th, 1997 by Jane Graham, a HUD employee who was on the 9th floor of the Murrah building during the bombing. Most noteworthy, none of Jane Graham's startling information was ever carried in the dominant media, nor was any of it presented to the federal grand jury or to the jury in the McVeigh trial.
July the 20th, 1997. And I am recording this in order to make an affidavit that what I say is, in fact, true and correct. 3 weeks approximately ago, I was over to B.C. Lawton's house, who is a friend of mine. And when I was there, Reed Walcott was also there, and they had a video that was playing in their TV. And on it, there appeared these two men.
Let me up close.
I had a picture of, and I had this picture made off of the video. It is not very clear, but the video shows them perfectly. When I saw these two men, I asked them to stop the video, that I recognized these two men, but that they were not dressed as they are here in this photograph. I have given considerable thought to when and where I saw these men. I first saw this taller gentleman here with the beard. I saw him on Tuesday afternoon, somewhere between the hours of 3:30 and 4:30. As I recall, it would have been that period of time.
Date.
And this was on the April the 17th, or 18th, I'm sorry, April the 18th. And that was on a Tuesday. And he was walking down the hall, coming from the west end on the first floor, going toward, passing the GSA offices. He was dressed in a blue shirt and pants, and I assumed he was there replacing one of our regular men for the building temporarily. When and I didn't think any more about it, except that he didn't look like a maintenance man, and I had just totally forgotten about it. And then the following morning, which would have been April the 19th, I saw both of these men as I came to work in approximately 8 o'clock, these two men were coming out of the stairwell on the first floor to the west of the elevator. They walked directly by me, probably within 5 feet. Both of these men were dressed in blue pants and shirts. And I thought at the time that they looked so different than our normal men and that GSA has in the building maintenance. And I thought perhaps that the other men either were on vacation, and I thought it was odd that both would be gone at the same time. But I just felt they didn't look like our normal GSA people that are employed in our building. I was asked by the FBI several times if I had seen anybody in the building, strangers, that were maintenance men, were dressed like maintenance people. And I had said no, because I had not thought, when they had talked to me about maintenance, I had thought about, what I was thinking about was some repair person coming in who was with the company. I had not even considered GSA people. And they are, in fact, the building maintenance people. Only when I saw these two men in this photograph did I realize that these are maintenance people, and yes, they were different than the people, the men who are normally servicing in our office and in our building. This photograph came from a video called Cover Up in Oklahoma by Jerry Longspaw. I had not seen this video until, as I say, 3 weeks ago. Had no idea until I saw these men. Did it register where and when I saw these people? I can only tell you that they were in that building on a Tuesday afternoon and a Wednesday morning. The taller gentleman, this man right here, was there Tuesday afternoon. He was also there on Wednesday morning. Both of these men were together on Wednesday morning. I wish I could give you more information about them. I do not know them. I only know I was by them and that they were there, and they were dressed like our GSA employees of the building for maintenance. These are not the same three men that I saw in the garage who had what I thought was telephone wiring and a block. It appeared like this, probably 2 by 3 inches or 3 by 4 in that area of a small remote, but it was a putty color, a solid piece of block. I don't know what it was, but they had that, and they had this wiring. When they saw me watching them, they were down there. They had plans of the building, and they were discussing. They were arguing, in fact. Apparently there was a disagreement because one of the gentlemen was pointing to various areas in the garage. They were talking about, I assume, the plans of the building. I thought maybe they were telephone men at first. These three men were not the same as these two men on this picture. They, when they saw me watching them, they took this wiring. It looked like telephone cord. It was putty colored. They took that. They took whatever else was in their hand. I don't know what it was. They put all of that back into a paper sack. They put it in the driver's side behind the passenger's seat, behind the driver's side. It was in a kind of, as I would call, a pale green, a faded green station wagon. I did give that information to the FBI and to Stephen Jones. FBI did not ask me to look at any pictures. They only wanted to know if I could positively identify McVeigh or Nichols, and I said it was neither of those two gentlemen. I gave them descriptions of the three men, but it was only when I saw this picture of these two men 3 weeks ago did I realize that I had seen these men and that they were, in fact, in our building the morning of and the day before the bombing. And that is my testimony. My name is Jane C. Graham. I am an employee of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. I am a facilities management specialist. At the time of the bombing, I was a multifamily asset manager. My offices were on the 7th floor. HUD occupied not only the 7th and the 8th floor, but I had just gone to the 9th floor when the bomb occurred. In reflecting this, I want to specify that the first bomb, the first impact was a waving effect that you got when the building was moving. You might have maybe felt a little waving, perhaps like earthquake movement, and it lasted for several seconds. About 6 or 7 seconds later, a bomb exploded. There was an entirely different sound and thrust. It was like it came right from the center up. You could feel the concrete floor move a little. The last thing I remember was looking up and seeing the roof being blown off and debris suspended in air, and I was thrown on my back and I became unconscious, and debris came down on me, and Sonia Key was on top of that, and Joy McGirt, and both of those individuals took the debris off of me, helped me get up, helped me out of the building afterwards. But there were two distinct events that occurred. The second blast was not only very, very loud, it was also very powerful. And as I said, it felt like it was just coming straight up from the center of the building, straight on up and out. And so that is my testimony, and I will stand by this testimony. And as I say, today is July the 20th, and both of my grandsons are here as a witness to what I have said. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, another bomb.
Now confirmed through federal authorities that a second bomb has been found inside that federal building in Oklahoma City. It was an explosion at 9 o'clock this morning that did that damage you're looking at right there.
I just took a look down the street at the Murrah building again. I see another bomb truck going, so apparently they're going to try to get out that third bomb that's been talked about.
At the present time, the medical teams downtown are unable to get into the wreckage to retrieve more of the injured because of the presence of other bombs in the area. I've been told by the police department that just as soon as those bombs are defused, they will permit the medical teams to enter.
First bomb that was in the federal building did go off. It did the damage that you see right there. The second explosive was found and diffused. The third explosive that was found, and they are working on right now as we speak, I understand, both the second and third explosives, if you can imagine this, were larger than the first.
The Justice Department is reporting that a second explosive device has been found in the AP Murrah building in downtown Oklahoma City.
The reports I have is that one device was deactivated. Apparently there's another device, and obviously whatever did the damage to the Murrah building was a tremendous, very sophisticated explosive device. So
Right now, they are saying that this is the work of a sophisticated group. This is a very sophisticated device, and it has to have been done by an explosives expert, obviously with this type of explosion.
2 other explosive devices were found that were not detonated, and they were larger than the first. But there were more bombs set to go off, according to ATF officials.
That we have here, you can see the sheriff's bomb squad. These people are obviously very, very busy today. They've just pulled up. They're continuing to stay in the area, and as we have more information, we'll bring it to you. Back to you guys.
We should find out an awful lot when the bombs are taken apart. I think it was a great stroke of luck. As you're mentioning, it's hard to talk about luck on a day like today in Oklahoma City, but it was a great stroke of luck that we actually have got diffused bombs. It's through the bomb material that we will be able to track down who committed this atrocity.
Where's all this information gone?
They dug holes and buried it. It's a classic cover-up. A classic cover-up.